Hey y'all, it's TxStampin Sharon. Welcome to Stampin' Live with Sharon. I have got a really fun card to share with you. Actually, I have two. So there you go. If you're new to my channel, I do want to welcome you. I do invite you to subscribe below and then ring that little notification bell. You'll be notified every time I go live like this or I upload a video here on YouTube. Tonight, we're going to be playing with dies as stencils. I got in a lot of trouble at my technique class a couple of weeks ago because I showed these cards, but I didn't demonstrate them. So I decided that tonight I would demonstrate them and talk to you about them a little bit more so that you can make your cards. I want to say hello to all of my friends that have joined me in the live. They were talking in the chat about the hot weather here in Texas. Okay, well, it's hot almost everywhere. Those of you that are in the northern part, maybe not so much. However, here it's like it's caused like allergies and tickles in the throat, and it's like, okay, so you go outside and you feel like you've walked into an oven. That's the first problem. And then it's like, you know, so I do have my water here and I hope that I can get through my presentation without having to use it. So I want to say hello to Renee and Margaret and hello, Brooke. Hi, Virginia. Hi, Vicki. Oh, this is going to be fun. I also want to say hello to my friend, Michelle Batson. Michelle is my helper when I am live because I've got my head down. I do try to glance at the comments, but I miss them. I do miss them. I don't catch them all, but that's what she is here for. She has helped to answer any questions. So if you have a question and she misses it, you can type the @ sign and start typing Michelle Batson's name. And then she'll be able to maybe flag me at the end if I missed her question. So, or your question. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. In August, it'll be 25 years. I've always called myself a teacher. And if you like what I show you and you want to buy it, I'm more than happy to help you with that. So if you currently do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to help you. You can always find out how to contact me, how to shop on my website, how to go on my blog, how to sign up for my newsletter, all of that also below the video. So, all right, I think we are ready to get started. Wherever you're at in the country, in the world, I know we've got somebody on here from the Netherlands. We've got Enoch from the Netherlands. I'm sure that there's Calgary, Alberta. So we've got people from all over. So I hope wherever you're at, you stay cool and safe because it's hot out there. If it's hot where you're at. I mean, I know that some places in the world are not as hot as we are here in Texas. So anyway, there's my friend Vay. Hello, Polly. Hello, Mary Sue. Hi, Christina. All right, let's flip the cameras around. And I'm going to be using the stamp set called the Charming Sentiments. Okay. This is a new stamp set that has become one of my go-tos. Like I go for it all the time. I think it's really a fun one because there's so many things. There's birthday. There's thank you. There is babies are a blessing. And y'all know I just had a grandbaby in May and I got another one coming in August. So this is just a really great stamp set and it's called Charming Sentiments. And then I'm using the dies that are called artistic dies. And I like to keep mine on these magnetic sheets because it helps me not lose them. But I'm in particular going to be using this die. And as I was preparing for the video, I was like, I have an idea. So we're going to pull that one off as well. And I can't wait to share this with you. But there's a few things I want to talk to y'all about. The Creative 8 Summer Retreat registration starts next Friday. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's already retreat time. So it starts June 24th. And below the video, Michelle, if you'll grab that link, there is a link If you want to learn all about the Creative 8 retreats, if you're new to my channel and you've never heard of it before, you can go read all about it over on my blog, and there is a link below the video, so you can find that as well. But we have got 4 really fun fold tutorials for the early bird registration. So early bird registration is the 24th, 25th, and 26th. Now, if you don't get in on the early bird registration, no problem. You can register all the way up until it's retreat time. So I do want to talk about the next mini catalog and celebration. Those of you who have ordered from me recently, like in the past 6-8 months, these are in the mail to you. And I know a lot of y'all have already gotten them. So Renee's gotten hers. And I saw in the chat that some of you have gotten them. But it is the mini catalog, and it's for the one that starts in July. Everything starts July 1st, July through December. And I still call it the holiday catalog because it's full of, we've got so many holidays coming up in the fall. So this one has a lot of inspiration for y'all. And, you know, when you look at the catalogs, don't just look at, well, I want this, I want that, I want this. Look at the cards that were made by the artist and let those inspire you to make your decision. Or however else you get your inspiration, whether you get them from my videos or Pinterest or whatever. The annual catalog is in full swing. If you do not have these catalogs and you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, below the video, I know I sound like a broken record, there is a place to request a catalog, and we would be happy to send one to you. So Barbie got her catalogs. Michelle has hers. So yeah, see, they're coming. I'm shocked that they're coming so early. All right, so let me show you the cards that got me into trouble. These are the cards that we're going to be making tonight, okay? Now, the reason why I say they got me into trouble is I showed them when I did my technique class on June 2nd, I believe. And so what I did was, let me go back here. So this is, let me show you the card we did. I demonstrated using the masks for, like, I call them stencils, but Stampin' Up! Calls them masks. So I had used one of these to make this card. Let's see. Nope. It is. I picked up the wrong ones, didn't I? I did. Anyway, I had used a mask like these. I picked up the wrong pack to show you on the video. Of course I did. But I demonstrated this, and then I put, and since I shared these, I put it on the tutorial sheet for those of you who had either ordered the tutorials, which you can also still order those over on my blog, or if you place a $50 order, I send these to you for free. So it was June technique class, and we have done 9 classes. We've got so many of these techniques going on. So I was like, oh boy, I didn't know I was going to cause problem. So that's why we're going to make it tonight. So here we go. All right. So I've got my pieces, and I've already used the die to cut out my piece out of a piece of basic white. I was like, what's that called? Oh, y'all are talking about the magnetic sheets. I get mine from Stampin' Storage. I've tried other ones, but some of them are a little bit, you just have to be careful because some of them are a little bit more flimsy. They're thinner. And so you either have to stick those on a piece of cardboard because mine, they were falling off. So just so you know, do you have the dies to go with the sentiments? I can't tell that they are in the catalog. They are not. There are no dies for the charming sentiments. And the reason is they're all so many different shapes. So yeah, there is no dies. So I'm glad I saw your comment. Renee's typing my name 100 times and then she asked the questions. Yes, Sharon, there are people who use the vent covers, the magnetic vent covers. And I I've never tried those, so I don't know if they're thicker or not, but you just have to be careful because I was losing my dies on the thinner ones. You just want to make sure that they're nice and thick. Okay. You want them to be a little bit more sturdy. And let me just show you mine again. See, it's got like a piece of cardboard. So they're thicker. Okay. Well, hello, Gwen. I'm glad you caught me live. Let's see. These are the dies for the sentiments. There are dies for the sentiments. Stop it. Are there really? And I don't have them? Hold on. Enix says that there are dies. Okay, hold on. Let's look it up. Charming. Page 38. You're right. There are dies. It is on page 38. So here is the stamp set. I didn't buy the dies. Something's wrong with me. I always buy the dies. So yes, there are dies. And when you buy them together, you do save that 10%. So it's $52. And so I'm going to have to get the dies. Good grief. I can't believe I did that. See, that's why y'all keep me on my toes. Okay. All right. Where were we? Making the card. Okay. So we're going to get a piece of grid paper. See, y'all got the dies. Y'all were smart. I don't need the dies for tonight, so that's probably why I didn't figure it out. I'm just stamping. Okay, so we're just going to lay this on here. Now, there's a couple of ways that you can do it. You can actually take and use the stencil. We're going to put it right here. And we're going to get our blending brushes. Okay. And I'm going to use Orchid Oasis. And look how my nails match Orchid Oasis again. Renee says I would buy them, but you can't tell by the picture what's in it. As far as the dies go, Renee, is that what you're talking about? Okay. So we are going to actually use the stencil itself. And I just want to show you the difference. And then you decide which way you like it the best. Okay. So you just want to hold it in place. Whoops. I didn't even put my cardstock underneath. That's funny. I got all distracted by the die question. What is the difference between blending brushes, sponges, and finger daubers? Okay. So Stampin' Up! Quit selling the actual sponges. I don't know why. Wait, did we get those again? Did I miss it? But sponges are chunkier, they're more porous. And I think that you use all of them depending on the project itself. The blending brushes are soft. They give you a much, you can start off very light-handed and add more ink to them. They can be washed and reused. They do stain, but it's okay. Once you wash them out, they're fine. The sponge daubers are tiny, tiny little sponges that go on your finger. And you can use those for smaller areas. Like the blending brushes would be a bigger area. Okay. So I hope that helps you with your question. And now your question's gone, so I don't know who that was. Okay, so we're going to start adding our ink. And I'm going to start off light-handed. I'm not going to add a whole lot because my template is holding this in place. And I can easily put it back in if I'm not happy with the amount of ink I added. Okay, so I'm just I'm doing my flowers right now. And we're just adding a little bit of ink to certain areas. Okay, now we're going to switch and we're going to get our Parakeet Party. These are both new in colors that I absolutely love. And yes, we have a Texas fly in the house. I knew he was going to come back in. I tried to chase him out with a fly swatter, but I knew he'd be back. Okay, so I'm just adding, almost done. Yeah, has anybody used the dies for the charming sentiments? Okay, so we're going to move our paper. And so you get this kind of effect, okay? The die itself can be used as your stencil, okay? But you may not, you'll see like where you might need to come back and add some more. Like I lost a lot of my greenery over here. So we're going to come back. We're going to line this all up. We're going to put it back in. Now remember, there is ink on top of the die, so you got to be careful. We're going to come back in with some more green. Whoops. It's just a little bit harder to get down in these tiny little bits. Okay. Then the other way to do it is just to actually use the die cut itself. Okay. So Brooke has used hers. Let's get another piece of paper. I am really afraid that I'm going to get ink on my basic white cardstock. So I like to use a little bit of hand sanitizer to get that ink off so it doesn't transfer to my basic white cardstock. We don't want to make a mess. We don't want to have inky fingers. All right, so now we're going to do it again. And this time we're going to actually use the die cut itself. And when you use the die cut itself, you get to have, let's put these all where they need to go. If you are not comfortable with just holding it with your fingers, you could try to use a little bit of washi tape, but you're going to be coloring the whole thing, so it's a little bit hard to do. Put your stamp case under the cover sheets. Oh, sorry. I think y'all are talking about something else. Okay. So I'm just putting everything back in. And then this way, I'm actually going to be able to make my 2 cards that we talked about earlier. Okay. All right. So let's start off with our Orchid Oasis. Such a pretty color. Oh, that would make a really nice masculine card. Let's see who said that. Paula says that she's used the die cuts from the Plaid Builder dies. Really cool for a masculine card. Yeah, you could use any dies. I just happened to pick these. Now on this time, I'm coming outside of my flower a little bit more than I did earlier so that I have a piece to make my second card. Now you do want to be careful when you start getting over here with these delicate pieces so that you don't tear them. Trying to go over here a little bit. Now with the blending brushes, it is harder to get into those tight spots, but it's all good. Well, hello, Debbie. We're so glad you could join us. We are making 2 cards tonight using the stencils made with our dies. Move over here a little bit. Okay. So now we're going to lift this out. So now this is colored and I did miss a few spots, but I can easily fix that. And then I have the other part. So now we're about ready to do both of our cards. So we're going to go ahead and add a little bit more here and here. Faye says her cat is freaking out. Oh gosh, because the birds are out there chirping. Okay, we have this bird every night, like 9 o'clock at night. It's dark. And he's right up on our roof and he's making this almost like a duck sound, but it's not a duck. I was out there researching last night. I'm like, what kind of animal? And everything I came up with, I was like, no, that's not it. That's not it. I don't know what kind of bird it is, but he's loud. Okay, so now we have our two pieces and we're ready to make a card. We're going to make 2 cards. Move all this over here. So now we can take, and we can do several things. If you want to actually have, let's see, let me pull this back in. You know, where I cut this out, if you wanted this on here, it's a little bit hard because it's going to be like, well, let me just show you. Let me just show you because I did it sideways. You could make your card like this if you like it out like that, okay? But I'm not going to. I'm going to shoot that fly. Okay, so we're just going to take this piece and we're going to decide which way do we want our flowers. I'm going to do it a little bit different so that I have 2 different cards, okay? But I also want to make sure that I have room to stamp, all right? So you want to make sure of that before you actually adhere it. Renee, I looked up the sound of a mockingbird and it doesn't sound like that. I looked up mockingbird. Of course, I looked up owl and it's not an owl. I don't know what that thing is. Maybe it's a Texas mockingbird and he's got an accent. And he doesn't sound like the mockingbird that I heard on Google. I use the Merlin bird app to figure out. Okay, so there is an app to figure out the sound. Okay, I'm going to have to get it because it's driving me nuts. I mean, it is late at night. I'm like, go to sleep. You're too loud. All right, so we're going to stamp our greeting. Okay. And then on our second piece, we have this one. And I was wondering if I could turn it sideways, but I still can't stamp the greeting. I was like, maybe I could do it sideways. I could have done this one sideways just to have 2 different cards. Wishing you everything wonderful. Let's stamp on the back. Let's see if we can do it. Mockingbirds can imitate a lot of sounds. So what would he be sounding like? Like a duck? Maybe. Maybe that's what he is. Maybe that's what he's doing. Yeah, I don't think it's going to fit that way. Okay, we'll go back to our original plan. Okay, so we've done our stamping. And there's an app that you can use to imitate. Mockingbirds can imitate 50 different sounds. Okay, well, good to know. Good to know. And I just realized that I threw away my sponge. We're going to try something new. I will wash it out, so don't panic. I'm actually going to see what happens if I use a blending brush Whoops, that glue is empty. A blending brush to apply my glue. You know, we'll see what it does. I may find a new thing here. I don't want to go digging in my cabinet while y'all are watching me live. So this was just the first thing I could think of, but I think it's going to be fun. Oh gosh. Us crafters, we can come up with anything, right? Okay, I said I wanted it this way this time. Okay. Okay, so we've got that one. And we don't need anything for this one, thank goodness. I will wash out my blending brush. I also use my hand sanitizer to get the sticky off. At night, I think it would be an owl. So there are 10 birds that came up that make noises at night, that don't sleep. Most of them are all like northern birds. They're not southern birds. So, all right, let's put that over there. And we're just going to stick this together and put it on our card base. Oh, that piece is sticking out a little bit. I was like, what is that? Thank you, Enoch. I'm glad you like my card. I think it's the colors. I don't know. I think the colors is what really makes it. But I have some other ones that I was playing with right before we went live. So I'm going to show y'all those. Now, I said that I had an idea, and we're going to try it. And we'll see what we like. We'll see if we like it. So this is the piece that's going to go on the inside. A hooded merkin sound. Sounds like a frog or duck during mating season. That's what's happening in my yard. They're trying to mate. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I wanted to see, and I don't think it's going to work. What I was going to do is I was going to try to use this as my stencil, but I don't think it's going to work because of what it did over here. I don't know. We'll try it. We don't like it. Guess what? There's two sides to every piece of Stampin' Up cardstock. Every one of them. Okay, I see. I see some gold in there. Okay. We're just going to see what it looks like. We hung a pie pan where the woodpecker was. Oh, I had a woodpecker in Arizona that was literally trying to take the house down, just take it apart piece by piece. And it was the hardest thing. But there are these things on Amazon that you can buy. They don't hurt the birds. Gosh, I can't think of what they're called. They stick on the house so they don't hurt the paint. They stick on with like a silicone. And when the birds see it, it thinks it's flying into fire. So it doesn't come near the house. It's the only way we could get rid of that woodpecker. He was a mess. I had an owl. I had pie pans. I had all kinds of things to try to keep him from doing that. Okay. I don't know. What do y'all think? Different. You can see the leaves, so it did better than I thought it would. So we're going to go with it. Okay, so this is going to be the inside of our card. This one. We all need 3 sides to every piece of paper. Wouldn't that be nice? We wouldn't waste as much, would we? Thank you, Kim. I'm glad you like it. I think it's different. I was like, hey, I wonder if that would work. I like it. We're always wanting to know how to decorate on the inside of our card. Okay, so I am going to tell y'all, you know how I used this? I don't recommend it because this still feels tacky to me. So I think some of the adhesive got on the other side. So anyway, yeah, these are the artistic dies. Okay, let's put our second card together. And this is literally a 1-layer card. Both of them are. Okay, we'll move that out of the way. And now I have 4 cards. Whoops, we forgot our inside piece. I have 4 cards to send to somebody to brighten their day. I mean, isn't that why we send handmade cards, right? Okay, so I have my 4 cards here, and I love them. I hope you do too. I think they're very pretty. Where is my bone folder? I have a trick for y'all. Have you ever tried to use the bone folder on dark cardstock? And when you do it on the back, you can see it kind of, it's like a shiny look. Put a piece of paper over it. Doesn't do that. I just figured that out the other day. Of course, y'all are so smart. You may have already figured that out. Okay, so let's look at what I was playing with. And I didn't put these together because I wanted to do it with y'all. So I have a piece of polished pink and I have a piece of soft succulent. And I just started playing with different ways to use the dies, just like I did before. Now this one, I got way too heavy-handed. This one I actually used the die itself and I put way too much ink on and I didn't like it. Okay. It wasn't as soft as these. So using the stencil definitely helps. Like make your stencil with the dies and then it definitely helps to give you a softer look. Okay. So I thought, wouldn't it be fun to just put the cards together? Of course, I didn't grab my, oh, I did. It's right here. I was like, I do have ink. So we're definitely not going to use this one. Embossing Buddy on the glue. Really? That'll take it off, Kay? Stop it. Are y'all kidding? Where's the one that's tacky? Yep. Put the Embossing Buddy on it. This is why we just need to all stamp in the same room so we can all help each other. Did y'all see in the new catalog that we have new embossing buddies? Okay, let's see how that feels. Oh my gosh, Kay, you're so smart. That worked. Okay, so in a pinch, if you have to use this, use an embossing buddy to get that tacky feeling off. Brilliant, Kay. Love ya. Okay. I thought, well, let's just make our own cards together. I did not make these ahead of time, so we're just going to do it together. Thank you for the bone folder tip. The shiny strip always bugs me too. Yep. Even on the back, it's like, well, nobody's going to turn it over. Well, they might, and I don't want them to see that. Okay, so this time, what I thought I would do is we're going to actually lay it inside. And I thought, well, I didn't do this. I did it with white before. But what happens if I do this? We kind of lose it. So I wanted you to see what would happen if you try to put a colored cardstock layer. You kind of lose the pink. Okay. All right. So let's try it on. What if you continue with a softer touch for the rest of the card if you felt it was too heavy-handed? Oh, you mean like if I just finished it off here? Is that what you're saying? Colleen says she always learns new tricks from me. Well, you know what? We learn from each other. Okay, so now this one, I can see my pink. Let me just pick it up. I don't know. What do y'all think? I think it needs to go on white because my flower is green. So anyway, I just thought, well, we'll just play. You know, we've got a few minutes here. We can just play and see what we think. So yeah, I think I like that better. Yeah, I do. Okay. Before I figured out the embossing buddy to get rid of the sticky, I used to put some baby powder on it. Oh, that smells good. I do have some baby powder, you know, with all these grandkids, all these babies. Although Mama doesn't let me use, Baylor's mom doesn't let me use baby powder. That's what I put on my babies. Okay. We're just going to stick this down. So we're doing this a little bit different than we did our first card. Okay. And then we're going to have to line it up again. And I got to use my tricks, our tricks that we learned tonight. Let's get another piece. Let's get another. We're going to use a little bit of glue. Oh, Renee is suggesting a lighter pink. Well, you know what? I mean, the card's not bad. I think this dark circle, you know, the outer part where the brush, I think that's what bugs me about it. I don't know. Okay, let's get our pretend, that darn fly. Okay, we're going to try to just tap it. I thought I did that earlier, but we'll see what happens. See if we get as much sticky. On the card. And it's just like a little puzzle. We're going to put all the pieces back in. I'm going to name that fly, I guess, because he's going to be in here for a while. Okay, so that is not as tacky as the other one, but we learned our trick. Thanks to all of y'all who just helped me as much. Thanks to Kay. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so we've got that. A bit of cornstarch can substitute for baby powder as well. I know, cancer causing. I know. I think it's the lungs. I think they don't want them breathing that in their lungs. Okay, so I got 2 stamps, and let's see if this one fits. We're going to save this one for the other one. And we're going to stamp. Now, this is all still from the Charming Sentiments. We're going to stamp, congratulations. And we're going to put it on our polished pink. Cancer spreading ingredients. Okay, if we're in the lungs, right? Kate says she actually likes the card the way I made it. Okay. You know, isn't that funny? I think we're our own worst critics. Are y'all that way? Okay. Simple, sweet, congratulations card. Okay, so there's one. And then now we have the other piece that I did. So, and you know, the difference is too, this one was what I did this, okay, just so we're clear. And so I think I'm going to need it to go that way. And let's just stamp and polish pink. Ricky likes that one. Thank you. We're just going to stamp this one in polished pink. Yep. Now, I did not pull out any bling. We could have added some bling. These are just simple cards that, you know, if you have dies, if you have a stamp set, you could make. Okay, so let's add some adhesive. Mary Yates, I know we all used it on our kids. Hope they're going to be okay. Well, we didn't know, you know, back then. We're just trying to keep their bottoms dry. Okay. Let's see what we've got. And see, I still have more pieces. I can still make more cards. So we've got this one and this one now. What do y'all think? Have y'all all been doing this? Have you been using your dies as a stencil? I mean, you can use a mask that I call stencils. But yeah, you can just cut out your dies and use the positive and the negative to make 2 cards, like I said in the very beginning. So baby powder caused ovarian cancer when women used it. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so I did remember that. Yeah, we all used baby powder back in the 60s. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we talked about a lot of things tonight. Those of you who are watching the replay, if you have any questions or comments, make sure you ask below the video. I told y'all, broken record, below the video. So Enoch has never used her dies as a stencil. So this is going to be something that she is probably going to try, knowing her. Do you ever use the Stamparatus? Yes, ma'am, I do. I just didn't need it tonight for these type of cards. But yes, I use the Stamparatus a lot. And I have been asked to kind of make another Stamparatus video of all the things. You know, when the Stamparatus first came out, gosh, 4 years ago, we all wanted to share it and show it. And we didn't even know all the tricks and stuff that it could do. But that is on my list to come up with a video, an updated video to help you guys with your Stamparatus, because I love my Stamparatus and I do use it a lot. So y'all are so welcome. I'm so glad that you like this new idea. Ricky says, we'll definitely be using dies as stencils. Loved all the cards. Thelma says, Susan and I love all your ideas on tonight's live. They're beautiful. Just can't pick one. No, we haven't used them as dies, but we probably will try. That's the thing, guys. It's just a piece of paper. Just try it. And I showed y'all all of my polished pink and soft succulents, what I liked and all what I didn't like. So yeah, if you guys are not part of my mystery stampers, I have a great card coming out Monday that I think y'all are going to love. You can sign up for my newsletter to get the first clue for mystery stamping, again, below the video. So let's see. You're so welcome, Kathy. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Thank you, Karen. Just seeing if I missed anything. Cards for kids. Thank you, Mary. So cards for kids, there is a link over on my blog. Let's see, where's my paper? Let me just flip the camera again. This is you know what? This is a great sample of what to do for cards for kids. Don't write happy birthday. Don't write congratulations, things not to say. But the fact that I made these 2 cards using the same pieces, same colors, they're very different, right? So we are collecting cards for kids. It is an organization that helps kiddos that are in the hospital. And so, you know, some of these kids, they're going to be showing each other their cards and they're like, look at my card I got. And you go, yeah, I got the same one. No, we don't want that. No. We want different. Okay. We want them to feel special. On my blog, on the menu bar, there is a tab for cards for kids. You can download the document. You're going to be mailing your cards to Renee. And on here, there are rules and guidelines that we have to go by. And we tell you, write things like this. Do not say that. Okay, so please read the rules. If you're going to spend the time to make some cards to donate for Cards for Kids, please go by the rules so that it makes it a lot easier on Renee. Okay, so yes. Oh yeah, Michelle put that in the link. So yeah, if you want to participate in that and donate some cards, you have all the information in that document. Some of these cards may go to seniors as well. So they don't all have to be kid looking. If that's what you're afraid of, you're like, I don't have any stamps to use, but they all have to be handmade. You know, you have to be making them. You can't buy them. So there you go. All right. I think that's a wrap. There should be a link on my blog, although I had trouble, I think last week with that link. So if there's a problem, check back and I will have it fixed. So anyway, happy stamping, y'all.